I'd like to tell you a story about a friend of mine, a young man named Gene. When Gene was in elementary school, he was known as the retard, because that's what they called people with autism in those days. And Gene went through school. His parents were pretty amazing in those days. They insisted he be in school with everybody else, which was unheard of. The school didn't know what to do with him. They would have some assistant sit beside him and try to put crayons in his hand and keep him occupied. When Gene finally got out of school, the University at Syracuse, where he lived, was working with a program called Facilitated Communication, taking people who have a difficult time communicating and trying to find some way to reach them. They noticed after a series of experiments that if Gene pushed his hand against somebody else's hand and felt that tension, he could aim his finger. And so they got a big poster of farm animals, and they'd say, Gene, can you point at the rooster? And Gene would point at the rooster. Gene, can you point at the dog? Gene would point at the dog. They went with smaller and smaller and smaller targets, until one day they sat Gene down in front of a computer keyboard. And they said, Gene, point at anything you want. And Gene pointed at I-M-H-E-R-E. I'm in here. Wow. Was his first message to the world. Now, Gene teaches college classes, one letter at a time, and shares the incredible world of growing up with autism. In one of his articles, he compared himself to Pinocchio, because Pinocchio knew in his heart he was a boy, but nobody else believed that. And from that idea, I got this song called Wooden Boy. I'm the wooden boy, it's what they think of me. At school and on the playground, that's all I'll ever be. I cannot join the fun, they push me from the games. I see their mocking faces, I hear them call me names. Mother says my real name and turns down the light. We have to say our prayers before we sleep tonight. She folds my hands together like I was a toy. I pray that when I wake I'll be a real boy, with my hanging head and these ink spot eyes. No one comes near, with an eager mind and a longing heart. Doesn't listen when people say he's just an old fool who should throw me away. They say I'm broken, can't come to any good. What is a father's love to a boy of wood? With my hanging head and these ink spot eyes, no one comes near, with an eager mind and a longing heart. Me up to lay me on my bed, tucks in the checkered blanket, kisses me on the head. Father reads a fairy tale, a wooden boy like me who's swallowed by a whale, but rises from the sea. Maybe all you see, a puppet on a string, but there is more to me. And all I ask of you is to be understood, to see the boy beneath the boy who's made of wood. here I am.